And elite status is a drug.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people are on a hamster wheel. You talk. I mean, it's an addiction.
I'm Diamond. And like when they call, next we're calling Medallion Turquoise to the front of the line.
Guys, we're going on a live tour. We're hitting a bunch of cities. Make sure you get tickets below. I'm very excited.
We're doing meet and greets. We're going to do little after parties. We're going to drink. We're going to get nude. We're going to have a wild time. Make sure to get your tickets now. They're selling fast. Link below.
Okay, everyone, welcome to Out and About. It's Friday. Fall is in the air, and that only means one thing. Nana's got the sniffles. So we're masked up. We're locked down, and we're ready to kind of weather the storm here. I gave you a COVID test.
Now, they shut down the schools.
Well, they shut down the schools. There's a second wave coming, okay? So I gave you a COVID test right before this started. Do you want to read your results live on the air, please?
This one's broken, I think.
That says...
Oh, wait.
You're negative. You have to be negative. Because he's doing the interview. We have Brian Kelly, the points guy, on later today. Regardless of what the test results are, we got to do the interview. So we're going to go ahead and wait and see what it is. That's negative, right?
Well, I don't think it's right, though.
You want it to
Okay, something's wrong with it. So
it's the big one.
Now, they say we have to be in this room for 2 weeks to quarantine. We have to quarantine.
Is it coming up positive?
No, she's negative. Yeah, we have to quarantine. We're just going to try to stop the spread. Slow the spread.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, well,
I want to bring out. I want to bring attention to first responders.
I'm doing my part.
Would you want to applaud at 7 o'clock tonight?
I'd like that. Brian, will you bring out the pot and the pan, please, and start banging it?
No.
Stop fucking coughing.
I mean, I can't stop. This is my life.
You're being dramatic.
No, I'm not. Listen. So what happened was, I think it was a couple days ago. I was at home, and I received blunt force trauma to the back of my throat. Unbeknownst to me, I woke up the next morning with a raging sore throat. No, sore throat. So I said to myself, okay, it's only my throat hurts. Did I sleep with a draft? Was there a window? Did I leave a window cracked?
Did I have mites in my bed?
Yeah. Was there dust mites? Was it the boogeyman?
Now, I've had mites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it the boogeyman?
Yeah.
So I said to myself, it has to be from me getting punched in the back of the throat.
With a cock.
With a cock.
Uh-huh.
And so I went out about my day. Because that happens to me a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Blunt force trauma to the back of the throat.
Has it never happened to you?
And you can reach that with a self-suck?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
So Nana can actually throw the legs.
Now
I think that's happened.
I had my hand legs removed. So So I thought it was that the whole day. Then I started getting lethargic.
Okay.
Now I took a 6-hour nap in the middle of the day.
What? Pause. This is my favorite. My absolute favorite version of Jelly is nap Jelly, where it'll be like 11 a.m. and I'll text and he'll go dark. I go, he's gone dark. 11 to 5, like 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then he'll get breakfast around 6. He'll have lunch around midnight. And
I'm a night bird. No, so I think I may have a touch of the narcolepsy.
I don't know if that's it, Joe. Narcolepsy?
Maybe. Okay, so I got home. I had to do Snoopy's makeup for the reunion show.
She looked great. It was really great.
Thank you.
I saw the.
And then I got home from there. Oh no! Then I rushed to an apartment showing, and then right after that, that's when I started feeling the tickles. So I was like, let me get home. So I went home, and I immediately disrobed, and I got into the covers, and I went to bed.
Nude.
This is around like 11:30.
Full nude or negligee?
I had on
women's or men's?
No, I had on a t-shirt, no socks, and maybe some underwear.
You were Winnie Poohing it, Donald ducking.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Then I get into the bed, so I wake up from that because I set my alarm for 4:00 p.m. Because I had a showing at 5.
Did you schedule your meal to arrive right as you wake up?
Oh no, I went to Chick-fil-A before I went to bed.
What did we order from Chick-fil-A, darling?
Okay, so I'm taking a hybrid from the Mediterranean diet until this apartment hunt is over. It's stressing me out. I can't handle it.
No, we're off the diet too.
Well, I just can't handle it right now. I can't.
You can, Joe. You can do anything you put your mind to.
So I went to Chick-fil-A. I got a sandwich, some nuggets, and some waffle fries and Diet Coke to wash it down.
I want you to be very honest with me. I'm gonna need the back half of that order. Because I know that when Nana orders Chick-fil-A,
it was not nuggets. It was tenders. It was not nuggets.
Okay.
5
and
of them.
now, was there cheese on the sandwich?
No cheese. It's just plain sandwich.
Okay.
I wanted to get the deluxe, but I hate that the lettuce there's not good.
It's not good. The lettuce is crap.
So I went to the nap, and then I woke up at 4, and then that's when I started feeling really sick. That's when I felt the sniffles, and the post-nasal drip, and the cough, and the body ache. So I have all these things. So I'm like, oh shit, this is really happening. And then I went to CVS and got myself a test. It was $23, by the way.
For a COVID test?
Yeah, I thought I had them at home, but I threw them all out in a rage when I was mad at
And you'd think
at Biden.
All the money we're sending to Ukraine, we can't even afford to give out COVID tests.
So I took a test last night, and I said that it didn't work.
Now she's shaking. She's having withdrawals.
I have a fever though, and it says I have a fever. It says I don't have COVID. I have a fever. I have phlegm. I have a sore throat. I have body aches. I have the flu, but I don't have a COVID flu.
So we are. Let me just
It's full-blown AIDS.
Just paint a picture for those of you listening at home right now. Joey just told us he has the flu. We're in a 10x10 enclosed room with no windows and no ventilation, and Nana's mask is below her chin.
I'm very happy with my seat right now.
Yeah. So,
I like being
at
over
this
here.
point, we are all infected. So, and unfortunately for Brian and Vinny, that means we're gonna have to quarantine. So we're gonna go uptown. But I think you're gonna do. I think.
Are you still sticking with your answer?
I'm sorry.
Are you still sticking with your answer?
What's my answer?
If we had a little game of which one is getting fucked, which producer's getting fucked first, like we always do, and guess who he picked?
I'm sorry. What is this?
Well, we picked between Vinny and
wait,
Brian yesterday.
Wait, is it who's getting fucked first? Who you want to fuck first? What specifically?
I forget what it was. I think it was just we just talked about it in general.
Did we?
You don't remember who you chose, do you?
Brian.
I think this might have been part of the this might have
up.
been part of the daytime dream that we had.
Now we'll have a daytime terror.
Nana wakes. They're called night terrors. They're actually called day terrors.
Pat picked Brian.
I'll
I
tell
picked
you
Brian.
what.
Obviously, you picked Vinny.
Yeah.
You're getting no action if you're sick, though. So this doesn't bode well.
You're getting no.
Stay home if you're sick. Come over if you're thick. That's what he texted me earlier.
Vinny, treat them like dirt. They treat them like dirt. They stick like mud, dear. You don't know what kind of can of worms you're opening here. You call him a piggy little. He'll be on his knees under that desk in no time. Oh my God. So, anyways, gentlemen, we are gonna go ahead and have to let you go at this point. At this point, the show has ended.
My father just
No, we
texted
don't
me,
have
"Where
that
is
power.
your boyfriend from?"
Your father did?
Yeah.
Tell him you met him online. He's from Nigeria. Or tell him you've been talking
His
online. He's from Nigeria.
Nigerian prince. His name's Prince Desmond.
Yes, Prince Desmond. My mom's or my friend's mom. Trigger apologies. My friend's mom.
Your dead friend?
No, a double trigger. Like it. She got scammed by a Nigerian prince once. She sent $250,000 and disappeared off the face of the earth. The FBI was involved.
Why would she send him? Did he have tea on her? And she said, "I'm gonna tell everyone if you don't tell me."
Because she is what's the word?
Fat.
So
She
went ahead and sent that money over.
So he thought that she was dating him. It's like a love scam.
Yeah, she was like, she was divorced. She's like, I love him. Like, he's like, I just need your money to get through so I can get to America. And it was,
Now, he was from New Delhi or he was from Nigeria?
Well, that was a hybrid.
I feel like I was in a 7-Eleven for a minute there. I didn't know what was going on.
New parts for you, Mr. Kamasta. Have you been smoking? I don't want you smoking.
No, I haven't been smoking. But you know what?
You're off the health kick, and that worries me.
No, I'm not off the health kick.
You've toned it back.
No, I just been allowing myself. I've been rewarding myself based on the bullshit I've been put through that day. If I'm in a high bullshit, stressful day, if someone's trying me, I'll reward myself. I say, I see you trying me, and I'll put cheese on it to make it better.
That feels to be almost like masking the issue rather than dealing with it. But I also understand your.
Well, if I have to deal with the issues I'm dealing with right now,
this whole room would be dead.
There'll be murders. Yeah.
Get Nana.
I got fucked with this week up at an apartment.
Yeah, that was tough. We don't want to. Your girl's working hard.
No,
so
she didn't. It's nothing to do with her. It has to do with white trash people.
White trash, darling. They're all big dicks. That clip ripped, by the way. The big dick is. Are you white trash if you have a big dick?
His name's Brian.
Okay. Speaking of, well, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. This weekend,
And my plans might be ruined.
There's a few.
I have a few things.
There's two. Well, I'm going to talk about Pizza Fest. I wanted to talk about. Dave Portnoy's having the Pizza Fest put on, and you're going to be there. I might be there, but it's huge. It's in Brooklyn.
Okay,
There's
first of all,
100 people going.
That kind of led up to my demise this week.
The Pizza Fest.
Well, because I knew that I was going to go absolutely apeshit on Saturday, so I said, "Well, I'm going to ruin everything. I'm going to go so hard on Saturday that's going to ruin this entire month anyway."
With drinking and drugging?
No, with eating every pizza in sight.
Oh yeah.
There's over 30 pizzerias going to be there. Oh, the best. Lucali's going to be there.
It's
Colony from Connecticut's going to be there.
It's unbelievable.
The best fucking pizza places. Anyway, I know the price is steep, but it's like if it wasn't Dave, and I would buy a ticket anyway.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what my demise was, because I know that I'm gonna go so crazy. I'm not. There's not one pizza. Oh, there's not one spot. There's not one spot I'm gonna miss out on. I'm gonna try them all.
Yeah.
So if you know what we're talking about, it's this Saturday in near Coney Island
Joey's
in Brooklyn.
gonna eat 70 slices of pizza this week.
No, I'm gonna eat 30 slices of pizza.
Oh, it's 30. Oh, there's 30. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do you think I should purge in between sessions?
In terms of like
throw up?
Yes. That way you get the taste, but you know.
Maybe just the halfway point.
It's gonna be a long day. Now there's maybe some rain scheduled, but you know what? That's never stopped Nana from a calorie fest in my life. Okay.
Rain's never stopped Nana. I think it's gonna be great, honestly.
Tickets are available. I don't know where can we get tickets. Show
go
everyone.
to Dave's Instagram.
Tomorrow.
Or go to Barstool. There's tickets all over, right?
Dave Portnoy's Pizza Fest.
Yes. I don't know if is it still available.
Yes, it's still available.
There's like a very limited.
Yeah.
amount.
There's regular admission and then there's VIP. I of course bought the VIP.
Of course.
What's everyone's favorite pizza toppings?
Okay.
Ooh. Here we go. Talk to him. Preach, Joe.
Okay, here we go.
I don't like topping. I just like cheese.
I don't like too many toppings. There's too many toppings. It ruins the pizza for me.
Yes.
But I do love, mushrooms on pizza. I don't like pepperoni as much as you would think because it's too oily and it's like
especially if
it's
it curls
spicy
up.
and it's too much salt and I don't know. It's not for me. I do like on pizza
a fat load from a 23-year-old.
No, I just take that a la carte, dear. I don't need pizza to do that.
That's why
what's
the
your
throat
favorite
hurt's got
pizza
a power
topping?
wash down.
I'd probably go pepperoni. I'm kind of basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
you know,
mushroom. I do like mushroom.
Depending on what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's like a pizza place pizza, like I'm sorry, like a football pizza place, like I love a supreme. Like I would like sausage, peppers,
ziti,
onions, mushrooms, and olives. Like I would like all that, like a supreme
olives,
pizza.
Yeah.
Love olives like that. But if it's like a regular good place, I just like like just a regular mint tomato basil. I like
margarita.
I like margarita. I honestly I like white pizza, to be honest.
Yes, I like white pizza too. I love
really
white pizza.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think what else?
White men.
What? I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mushroom is good. Sausage can be good.
Sausage and spinach are good. There's this place called Glendale Pizza in Union, New Jersey, where I grew up. They have a grandpa pizza. It's called the Grandpa. Grandpa.
And that's where he takes you around back.
If you ever go, if you're in Union, New Jersey, go to Glendale. It's where I grew up with. Union, New Jersey, Glendale Pizza. The Grandpa Pizza is one of my top 3 pizzas I've ever had in my life. It's the best. It's spinach, sausage, and it's a thin, crispy, square pie. It is fucking to die for.
It is in
908-964-6266.
Stop. Is that the phone number of the place?
I think it is.
Right, wait. So name the place one more time and tell me where it is, and then let's look up the phone number.
Union, New Jersey, Glendale Pizzeria, 908-964-6266.
If this is the number, we need a sponsorship. If this is the number. That's it. Nana.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That is
I knew
great.
it. That's instilled in my life. That is honestly, I don't know if Dave Portnoy ever went there. If Dave Portnoy wants to try the best fucking pizza, and he has to try the specific Grandpa pizza, not the plain's great.
See, this
too.
is the type of pepperoni I don't like though. When it's coned up like that, because all the
it's
oil
called
and
cupped
shit is
pepperoni. Look up the Grandpa Pizza.
What's the name of the place again?
Glendale Pizzeria, Union, New Jersey, 908-964-6266. Tell him Joey Camassa from Barstool Sports sent you. The gay kid from Union High School.
The gay kid from the class of what class were you? 98?
97.
So Dave hasn't rated the place.
He hasn't?
No. The score from the customers. 7.2.
Oh,
on the One Bite app.
On the One Bite app.
On the One Bite app.
Okay.
Download
the One Bite
app. The Grandpa Sicilian. It's $22.95. Thin crust square pizza with fresh ground sausage and spinach. It's gonna blow your balls off. I guarantee you.
What would your pizza?
I wish Glendale was at Pizza Fest this week.
What would your pizza slice be named if you were to have one? It's obviously Nana's something.
Nana's Nibbles? the little nibbler?
Nana's Nibbles? Trish's Teriyaki? Trish's Taint? Well, we have a very exciting guest coming on today. This is the Points guy.
Little Yachty. No, I'm working with Little Yachty on for tomorrow. That's why I have to get rest.
You're working with Little Yachty?
Yes.
That's not Little Yachty.
That's Prince Desmond.
That's Prince Desmond. Our guest is the Points guy.
My friend Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly, yeah.
Very close with the Oshrays. Very close with Ben Soffer.
He is the
premier. His name's on the airplanes when you walk in.
Yeah, the foremost authority in credit cards, in credit card points, in how to work the system. in travel and how to really leisure as well, and how to really make the most out of your credit card and get the most out of your credit card. I almost called today Finance Fridays because I'm so excited for this. So he's going to come on. He's going to talk to us about the changes to airline rewards points. He's going to talk to us about common mistakes that people make with credit cards.
What the fuck Delta's going through.
Yes, and he's going to talk to us about his love life. So we're going to get some awesome financial tips and tricks for a credit card.
Doesn't he have a baby?
Brian. I'm sorry?
He has a baby.
Unimportant.
What do you think the baby's credit score is probably better than ours?
We're about to find out now. Right now, here is Brian Kelly, the points guy. All right, guys, we're going to talk to you about Mamitas. No matter what the season or what you're celebrating, reach for a Mamitas tequila seltzer, a mucho refreshing tequila seltzer you can enjoy anywhere. No shaker needed.
I shake enough. Okay, I have the shakes. Mamitas comes in 7 delicious flavors: mango, pineapple, lime, and the new cocktail pack, Paloma, spicy margarita, classic Morgan tequila sunrise. It is only 95 calories, made with real tequila. You can find Mamitas at drinkmamitas.com or order on GoPuff. I like it that it's gluten-free as well, and it's just natural flavors and real tequila, and it keeps you light and lively all season long.
Yeah, here's the thing. Enough with the boring seltzers. Get yourself a Mamitas. You're going to absolutely love it. And people think that, like, tequila is just, like, this summer, party drink. No. It's year round. We don't care what season it is.
It's medicinal, believe it or not.
Well, I don't know if we can say that, but it is. Mamitas tequila seltzer. You're going to love it absolutely all year round. Joey and I drink it all the time. We've been telling you guys this forever. Real tequila, 95 calories. Find Mamitas at drinkmamitas.com or on GoPuff. All right, guys, we are here with the points guy, Brian Kelly. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You look great.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Someone's actually taller than you.
It's intimidating. I'm never around someone who's taller than me.
I start growling. Like it's like once a year, if there's a taller man than me, and I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Are you? Were you growling earlier, or was that purring? I couldn't tell.
That was my stomach, and it's because I'm very hungry. No, I'm very intimidated. You're a taller guy. You're dressed to the
very
nines.
broad.
You look great. You're very broad. You have a beautiful blue watch that matches your blue blouse. Joey, I don't know if you want to take his.
I don't know if you want to go.
I don't know if you want to go ahead and explain the beat, explain the look. Take it away,
Mama. She's wearing a tinted moisturizer. She's wearing the oil-free Laura Mercier.
Talk to him.
Just a little of that. She also has a little drunk elephant bronzing drops on. Do you really or no?
No.
Okay, good.
I just use lotion.
She has a perfect smile. Now, those are veneers or those are God-given?
These are God-given.
Okay. She has a she has a cerulean crocheted blouse on, an ivory trouser with a cuff, and on the feet, she's wearing something I probably can't afford.
No, it's just, these are Nikes. These
are they?
$100, yeah.
His sister works at a call center for Nike.
Yeah.
Did you get a discount?
So she's actually in Bangladesh. Yeah. So she's been there for many years. I do get a discount. I get 50% off everything Nike. So let me know. First question off the bat, can we have some of your points?
No. But I can teach you how to fish, and you'll have points for the rest of your life.
Okay, good.
So what does that mean? Because we have a very different meaning of fish here.
I'm serving fish
in the studio. What does that mean? How do you fish for points?
Well, no, I mean, so it's so annoying. Most of my friends, like even my parents, like they still come to me and they're like, "Okay, I want to go to Ireland." I'm like, "Let me just teach you how to do it, so you can stop bothering me." But
we're going to do that today. So listen up, Mafia. So Brian, I my claim to fame is Brian. Every time I get on an airplane on Delta, I see his name on the side of the plane. I tell the lady, I was like, "That's my friend. This is my friend. That's his name right there." And I feel so inspired. Now, you know all things credit cards. You know how to use points. Now, not just Airline miles, but also credit card points. Mm-hmm. Which card to get, why to get it, and you built an entire empire on it. And I just want a little bit of it. Because of you, I was able to get my credit score back. Because after COVID, I dipped because I had no job. I couldn't pay my credit card bill, and I went all the way down. Yep. Thank God I'm back up to it. To your teachings, I got one of the cards you suggested right during COVID, and now I'm up to a 720 credit score.
Awesome.
So that is all due to you. But now there's less drama going on in the world. Everyone knows that Trish and I are Delta loyal. Yep. And I'm not sure you saw the news break. We're going to break into it. If you know what we're talking about. I know everyone's perked, eyes, ears, nipples, all perked up just now because this is the biggest talk in travel right now.
Dare I say scandal? I mean, it's not really a scandal, but it feels that way to Delta loyalists because Delta's like the nice airline, and all of a sudden they came out with a 1-2 punch.
So for you guys who don't know, long story short, Delta changed their loyalty program. So now miles and points don't necessarily get you into a Delta lounge. I'm trying to think if we should wait on this topic and kind of discuss just like the basics of fishing first. Maybe that makes a little more sense. So can you explain what fishing is and how the regular person can get into it? We're going full Barbara Walters.
Doing a full point strategy. So, in the United States, we are blessed. There's no other better country in the world for points. Because the credit card industry here is super lucrative. Like if you go to Europe, if you ask your friends in London or Germany, like in Germany, they don't even use credit cards. They're like points. What is that? So
they switch potato latkes.
So basically in the US, like there's a 3% charge that when you go out to eat, when you buy something, when you go to, a store, and with that 3%, which is really a lot of money, the banks make tons of money on that. That's called interchange. And what that allows them is to give tons of points. Like, not just 1 point per dollar and everything, but for example, the Amex Gold card, you get 4 points per dollar on dining and groceries. Like that's unheard of.
That's good.
So the goal of setting up a good point strategy is at first you get a new credit card or two, you'll get a big sign up bonus, but that's like a one-time event, right?
50,000 sign up bonus.
And like in talking about your journey and what I love educating people on is also credit. So to play this points game, I want to be extremely clear. You need to pay off your bills pretty much in full every month because
your credit card bills.
Yeah, because the amount of interest you pay on a rewards credit card, 20%, it's going to negate the value of any points. So to have a successful points long-term strategy where you're earning back more than what you're spending on, you've got to pay your bills off. And for anyone out there who's like, oh, that must be nice. I mean, the first thing I would focus on is just getting your bills paid down. Your credit score will go up. FICO scores are actually really simple. It's paying your bills on time. So even if you can't pay them in full every month, always at least pay the minimum. Like auto pay, no matter what. Don't go out to eat. I'm telling you, your credit score is like an asset. You should nurture your score. Your life becomes a whole lot better.
Yes.
You'll pay less in mortgages. You'll get approved for things, So I tell people on this journey, like, become independent and understand. A lot of us, and I was dumb in college. I had bills. I went to school in Pittsburgh. When I moved to New York City at 22, I was like, oh, they're never going to know my Verizon bill, suckers. And then like 6 years later, I'm about to get my wages garnished. And
you're working at the Verizon store.
So I so basically first step is just educate yourself on how credit works. And so the beautiful thing about getting credit cards is there's this misnomer that like if I apply for a credit card, my score is going to go down dramatically. It's only half true. Your score will drop a couple points, but it'll bounce back up because the more available credit you have to you. So meaning the more credit cards you have open, and if you're paying them off in full every month, the second biggest aspect is utilization. So if you have a lot of credit available, say an Amex card, a Chase card, a Capital One, you're paying them off in full every month, your score actually shoots up. So this is the joy of the points world. You get a new credit card, you get a big bonus, and then you get another credit card, 6 months, 9 months, a year later. So every year you can be getting a couple credit cards, big bonuses that are thousands of dollars in value. And if you're playing it right, your score goes up as well. Meaning down the line, you're going to get better rates for your mortgage, et cetera. So that's like the ecosystem that we, at the Points Guy, we teach people.
And I think that's a big misconception too, is that the more cards you have, your credit score will dip. Because I noticed when I opened my most recent card, my score dipped.
It's
and
like
I was
2 to 5 points, which is like, for the Dress Barn credit card.
Credit card.
Yeah.
The Filene's basement.
Yeah, is what I opened. But that's that's why I got this blouse. That's interesting though. So I don't think so. What you're saying is people shouldn't be afraid of opening cards as long
as you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now with that being said, I have 26 credit cards. I have a near perfect, credit score. There's a lot of annual fees. I don't recommend everyone going out and doing this, but I will tell you in the points world, like my devout followers, like I have college kids with 10 credit cards, perfect credit score. You can play this game.
I'm so excited.
And because there's like 10 different major credit card companies in the US, you can get a couple cards. You don't want to just be playing willy-nilly, but every 6 to 9 months you get a couple new cards when these bonuses are hot. You get a hotel card, you get and I'll get into the specific. There's 3 main types of credit cards.
Let's get into it.
Is there a pen and paper? Will you type this up?
I'm literally.
I'm not kidding because I want to leave. Pat and I want to leave here with at least 2 new credit cards.
Yeah.
A new lease on life.
So you say, and a new lease and general new attitudes would be great. So you say there's like 2 or 3 different types of.
Well, there's 3 types of credit cards.
This is so interesting.
3 types of rewards cards, right?
I'm so excited.
Let's start with the easiest. Cash back. It's fine. It's better than nothing.
That's more suburbia. If you have gas.
My first credit card
and
was a Discover
Cash back is better than nothing. So if you don't care about points, you don't have any time to spend into this, you don't want to travel, you're really tight on cash, just get a points back card. The City Double Cash is basically 2% back, no annual fee. That's the baseline. So if you're getting a cash back card, there's a lot of them out there, like 5% rotating categories every quarter. And then they're capped at $1,500. Like, I would recommend just get a 1.5, a Chase Freedom Unlimited or a Citi Double Cash. Those are like the kind of the prime cashback cards. A lot of people will get a cashback card in college, like a 1% back from their university, and then never change it. You should at least be getting 1.5 to 2% back on all your purchases.
I have a question. The cashback card, that just means when you have the points, they just take it off your credit card bill, or
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
It's simple. It's easy. Everyone should at least have a cashback card if they don't want to play the points
Which
game.
is the best one to get for cashback card?
Citi Double Cash and
Citi Double Cash, girls.
Chase Freedom Unlimited or Freedom Flex,
Now
depending.
you're in business with all of them, correct?
I'm in business with all of them. Yes, I mean,
Oh, but still.
in
who
full
cares?
disclosure, I
no.
mean that's how I've made
Of
my
course.
money on the credit cards. All my recommendations say there's no one company I'm here to promote.
Well, there's
you
no one
know,
else
but-
to trust. You are the
Yeah.
person
Yeah,
to go to.
totally.
You're the guy.
But
And that's a good, like, and I could be wrong here, but I remember when I first opened a credit card, it's tough. It's like you're young. Okay, I know I need credit. The cash back is like what I want to get. So that's more of like an introductory kind of card. And then the next level in would be like,
the next level. So actually, what I tell people for starter cards, or if you're young, you don't have a great credit score. So Chase, I would say, has the most credit cards that are like really lucrative. So if you're going to get your first credit card, try to get a Chase Freedom card, because what happens with that is
what I have.
So the beauty of the Chase
show the
Freedom
Don't
card.
put your number on camera.
Yeah, no doxing today.
There's docking will do, but
What's that?
That was just
Anyway,
Capital One.
okay, so let's just say you're going to start with the Chase Freedom.
Okay.
The beauty of it is you pay your bills, you open it, your score's going to go up. Eventually, if you're smart with your credit, it gets fun. This is when you can get the premium credit cards where all the perks and the points come in.
That's what we like.
And the joy, so Chase Freedom cards cash back, but there's a secret when you're able to get a Chase Sapphire card. So that's like the primo. Everyone.
Can I have that one? How do I get that one?
Yeah, so I mean, we can apply today. And
Chase
see if-
Sapphire?
So there's 2 Sapphires out there. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is $95 a year. You earn double points,
I want
travel
more.
and dining. The Sapphire Reserve is where it's at. It's
That's what I want.
$550, but you get $300 off the bat in travel, and it's triple points on travel and dining. So
That's all I do is travel and dine.
we're going to talk about it later, where even if you love a certain airline, you don't want to go all in with that airline, because airlines are naughty these days. I'm telling you, be loyal
Shady
to
boots.
good credit cards. So,
Yes.
for example,
I think that's important. Just can you
Yeah.
repeat that again?
So the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So you want to be loyal to credit cards and not necessarily to just an airline.
Got it.
Even if you love an airline, you don't want to put all your chips with them, because what's going to happen is airlines are nasty. You may think an airline loves you, but they will punch you in the face repeatedly. And like that's just what's going to happen. It
That's
happened
how Vinny's
recently with
last girlfriend
Delta.
felt.
So the best way to hedge your bets with the points world is getting transferable points credit cards. So this is the type of credit card everyone should have. A transferable point credit card means instead of cash back, you pool points into the central pool of points, and then you can transfer to a number of different partners.
Where do you pull them? That's right.
So it's called, with Chase Sapphire, it's called Chase Ultimate Rewards, and it's Chase's own loyalty program. And it's really valuable because you can use those points to buy flights on any airline, or you can transfer to their partners. So, for example, Virgin Atlantic is their partner. You want to fly Virgin to London, it's a really great value. They have tons of award availability. Virgin, to fly business class, is $115,000 round trip. Delta these days is $600,000 to $900,000 for the same exact flight.
So to be clear, you can, when you say transferable points, you're meaning
The
when
bank
you swipe
points.
your
You
card,
want
you
it-
look on, you see your points. You can actually go right in, and
Yeah.
instead of purchasing with cash, you can purchase with the points.
Points.
Correct. So once you have points in a credit card, so this is Chase Ultimate Rewards. American Express Membership Rewards is the program for the Platinum and Gold card,
what we have.
Green card. Capital One Venture, those points are now transferable. There's a Built credit card, which we can talk about. It's the only credit card you earn points on rent. So anyone paying rent.
Oh,
Built
wow.
credit card.
Yeah, Built. I actually, full disclosure, I helped found the company during COVID. We came up with this concept that everyone pays
Freaking
rent.
Brilliant.
And they always charge 3% in fees, which negated the value of the points. Long story short, Built is now one of the fastest growing credit cards. You earn points on rent. There's no fee. Once again, I reiterate. So everyone's like, what's the catch? Even if your landlord is 80 years old and wants a check, you can still pay on your Built credit card. They'll send them a check. You get the points and your credit goes up because you're putting your biggest expense, most young people,
Yeah.
on credit and paying it off, and it builds good credit.
Because in the past, I have paid rent on a credit card, but I would be like, well, fuck
They
this.
charge
I don't
you.
want to pay the
3% fee.
$200.
Built,
or $300 whatever the
BILT,
fee is.
no fees. It's a Wells Fargo card. Plus, the Bilt points are the most valuable points out there because you can transfer them to American Airlines, United, Hyatt, Emirates, Virgin, Air France. And Bilt has this crazy thing on the first of every month. They give away free rent to a number of, it's called Rent Day Rewards. They also have crazy promos. Like they did a 100% transfer bonus to Air France, to Virgin Atlantic 1 month. So it's a really innovative, it's like blowing up. So it's
congratulations, Mama.
Thank you. It's been
That's crazy. Bilt, B-I-L-T.
Bilt Rewards. Yeah, it's
Bilt
founded
Rewards.
by a friend of mine, Encore Jane. He came up with this concept, and it's
there it is.
I think it's the fastest credit, or it's the fastest company to ever get $1 billion valuation.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's blowing up.
Can I ask a question? How do you how does that conversation even come about? Hey, let's start a credit card.
So
How do you get the funding? You're essentially saying let's start a bank.
So
right?
Encore, the founder, he is really innovative. You guys should have him on this podcast. But
His name's Encore?
Encore's friends with
chic.
he's friends with Claudia and a bunch of our mutual
Oh,
friends.
yes.
But he created a company. He had sold a company to Tinder in his 20s. He's just a brilliant. His dad's a tech entrepreneur. It's in his blood. But he created a company called Rhino. Whenever you move apartments, and it's first, last month security, and it's like what young people have, like 10 grand.
Yeah.
So he created Rhino, which was a basically an insurance policy. Instead of paying all that money and having it sit in an escrow account useless for 2 years while you're renting, they created a company. So Encore's focus is like, how do I make life easier for millennials who don't have tons of cash?
Right.
And then he kind of came up with this idea for rent. And I had always been approached, when I was running the Points Guy, I stopped being CEO in 2020. I kind of took a step back and was like, it was just, life was too much. And I was like, and so it was March of 2020. And my friend was like, this guy, Encore, wants to meet with you. He has an idea. And when I met with him, I was like, you are insane. But in the off chance this works, it'll be the biggest thing ever because, who doesn't want to earn points on rent?
Right.
And it's just been like, it's incredible.
That's incredible.
Is it mostly young people?
Mostly young people, and it's great. You can even use
learn.
so not only can you use the points for travel, you can actually use those points for rent, and it's the only credit card, and it's approved by Fannie Mae. You can save up your points for home ownership, so you can use it for a down payment on a mortgage as well. It's the only. So the whole point of Bilt is to get young people improve their credit, have them earn points for their biggest expense, and then get them on track to home ownership.
Because if you're paying your rent, that's what I always said. Because I used to pay rent on time every month, never miss, because that's was the most important thing to me at the time. And then I'd be frivolous, when I was in my 20s, like you know what, I'll let this credit card kind of slide by. But I always made sure I paid my rent on time.
Yeah.
And even though I was doing bad things, extracurriculars that I shouldn't have been doing, I should get points for the things that I actually was doing, making sure that my rent was paid.
And I will say, Bilt doesn't let you put rent on credit, and then we know the last thing we want is for people to get kicked out, get in debt, et cetera. So it actually still pulls it from your bank account like as if you wired it or wrote a check, but it runs it on the card. You get the points, up to 5,000 free points a month, and those points are super valuable. And once again, no annual fee and no fee on the rent. It's like an absolute no-brainer.
But you have to use a credit card in order to get the points for rent, right?
And how's the point to dollar? Like, how's it shake out?
Yeah, it's really good. So 1 point when you redeem for travel is worth 1.25 cents, which is like Chase Sapphire, basically.
Got it.
And Chase Sapphire is a card with an annual fee. Bilt is $0.
Yeah.
If you use it for rent, it's less than a cent per point. It's not the best redemption, but I think it's like 0.6 6/10 of a
But
cent
the points
or whatever.
can be used, so people can literally put their mortgage.
Technically, it's not for mortgage yet.
It's for rent. Got it.
Down the line, that's the number one thing we're asked. Let me pay my mortgage or my homeowner fees. But right now, it's just for rent. But hopefully down the line, we come out with that. But the best way, I use Bilt points. I transfer to Air France. Right now, they're running, it's 40,000 points business class to Europe one way. So 40,000 points could be like $600 in flights to buy, or when you transfer to Air France, it's a $4,000 business class flight. So we'll get into that's like the sorcery of points is transferring to partners and then booking business first class. I hope your friend Mrs. Dow Jones,
yeah, she's great.
Use points, to go to Asia with $10,000 flights using points. That's the real secret sauce. That's why cashback's fine. You're getting 1 or 2% back. Think about it. You spend $100 grand, you're getting like a $1,500 back. Not bad, but $100,000 spent on points cards where you're earning 4x, 5x, 3x. All of a sudden, you've got 2 business class tickets to Asia that are 20 grand. Would you rather have $1,500 or 20,000 in flights?
20,000.
That's the joy of the points world. That when people are like, oh, it's complicated. I'm like, yeah, but in that complexity, if you take the time.
Yeah.
And once you start speaking the points language, and this is like
It's
the whole
exciting.
learning how to fish in the points pool,
But I feel like that can be scary for people.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh God, I'm going to open a credit card. I opened the American Express. What's the one? We combine finances. What's the one we have?
Gold? No.
No.
It's,
the
platinum.
one. But I got $150,000.
$150,000 points, which is awesome sign-up bonus.
Which is good, but now I'm like hoarding my points. I'm like, I'm afraid because I have credit cards with other points. I have the Chase as well, but I'm afraid to spend them. So I should be.
Yeah, that's called points paralysis.
Yes.
You know, which leads to points hoarding, which is an issue as well.
I have that at Sephora.
Yeah.
I save all my you have like 40,000 points. Do you want to redeem it for this fucking tiny little thing? I'm like, no, I'm good, sis.
I'll just shoplift it.
Yeah.
I'll just put it right in my brassiere.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I think the thing is like you have to always use your points through the app to like purchase things. So like the American Express app.
Yeah, like travel, you have to go through the travel, and then and then you get there. It says you use a third party. Like, ew, I didn't use fucking Expedia. I used American Express
So
Platinum.
that's a great point.
Concierge.
Yeah.
It's not a third party.
So yeah, a lot of times when you book through the credit card companies, they use like an Expedia or Booking, which when a flight gets canceled and you go
You
to
feel
the
like
counter,
you're
they're
fancy.
like,
You're going through the concierge on the phone, and they go there, and they're
the
like,
joy
ew.
of booking when you transfer to the airline is you book directly with that airline, and you can save a lot of money. So there's like nuances there, but I'm telling you, the transferable points cards are where it's at because it gives you tons of options. For example, like you've just, so many people love Delta. They only do Delta. Delta, they have millions of points on Delta. But then they'll come to me and be like, oh, all my friends are going to Dubai. I want to use my Delta miles to fly Emirates. You can't.
But through a
but
credit
let me
card,
transfer
you
them. Like, once points are in an airline, you can't transfer them back or to another airline for the most part. Airlines have partnerships, but
I have so many Aeroflot and Lufthansa.
Aeroflot?
I used to work in Russia.
Oh my god!
I used to work in Moscow, so I have so many Aeroflot points. They're holding them. They won't give them to me.
Yeah.
So you can
They used to be with Delta, but I think they got
they used to
booted from
be-
Sky Team.
Yep.
So do you think this is going to fuck Delta over the new? Like, can you just briefly explain like what's happening?
Well,
with
let me
Delta?
just finish. Just because we started with
Yes.
cashback, so the key message to everyone listening: make sure you have transferable point cards, Chase Sapphire, Amex Gold Platinum, Built Rewards. The third type is like the airline co-brands, right? So this is when you're on your American Airlines flight, ladies and gentlemen.
Delta, American Express,
Delta Amex.
Yes.
So co-brand cards are good. They're good for perks, early boarding. But so I have co-brand cards, but you don't want to put all your money on them. So you can use them for the perks, like getting those airline, but you don't want to put all of your spend on those cards.
Yeah.
Because you're banking to one airline versus, once again, the transferable cards like Amex. Your Amex Platinum, you can transfer to 30 partners, and have tons of options. So whenever you want to go somewhere, the chances of you getting a good deal are much greater when you have like 15 different options.
Yes.
So, but segueing into the Delta drama, this is why you don't want to just blindly be loyal to just one airline, because guess what? The airlines don't actually love you. Like that's, that's a wake up call I think people are realizing.
Yeah.
Even though like you might get upgrades here or there, like the airlines are brilliant at marketing.
Yeah.
And elite status is a drug.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people are on a hamster wheel. You talk, I mean, it's an addiction.
I'm Diamond. And like when they call, like, next we're calling Medallion Turquoise to the front of the line.
It's
next
genius
up for-
marketing strategy, though.
Genius. It's
Yeah.
absolutely genius. My company pays for my flights, and I have
Status
so
in the
many points,
ballroom.
but I was still flying out of my way to get status on airlines. And a couple years ago, I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like, because for a decade, it was like a badge of honor. I'm elite here or there. Now, so I think what a lot of people are doing is, you can be loyal to an airline, but like, don't be blindly loyal where you just need to have your Delta. I'll ask people, what is Delta Gold getting you? You're spending $2,000 extra to like run around and get flights and spend on a credit card, like, and so often people are like, well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's good,
Yeah.
So I'm not saying elite status is useless.
You're
but
in
like,
my
if you're
brain saying exactly what I've been thinking this whole time.
Yeah.
You're saying everything. That's
There are
crazy.
other ways to better utilize points.
And honestly,
credit.
these days with travel being so crazy as it is, just fly the best airline to where you're going at the best time. Like, and if you have points, like your Amex points, you can just book the flight that you want in the seat that you want instead of like spending on getting elite status, hoping that you get an upgrade or,
Yeah.
Do you think that this will hurt Delta's loyalty?
Look, I think it's funny because so to recap, what Delta came out with two big changes. Basically, they said for their elite program, you used to be able to get medallion qualifying miles, MQMs, and you had to spend a certain amount, but they had all these like ways that you could opt out of spending, so they allowed a lot of people who didn't spend a lot on the airline to get top tier status. We call these people like cheap elites, like people who weren't really spending. Basically, they took the hammer down. It was like, okay, all you people who aren't spending $25,000 a year on flights, be gone, and people, that's, and it's all the airlines are doing that. These are really not frequent flyer programs. These are frequent buyer programs.
Right.
All the airline cares about is you spending on their co-brand card. Because think about it. The airline, how many times most people fly 3 or 4 times a year max. And the airline's only getting a cut of your revenue during those times. When Delta can convince you to put every single day, 365 days a year, you're using their Amex co-brand card. Delta's making money off of you on every single part of your life, right?
Yeah, groceries.
And they want to get you into the mindset,
Paying
I
off
just
a
have to put
hooker.
everything on Delta, at Delta. Now they're saying all these bad changes are happening unless you spend $75,000 a year.
$75,000
Yeah.
a year on flights.
So
Is
that
it-
you
is
can
now
get
the-
into
No.
the lounge
Is
unlimited.
the new threshold is
No, not on flights, on
On your-
anything.
on your
on
day-
anything.
everyday
on
card.
anything.
So what Delta's saying
my
is like,
God.
we don't care how much you spend on our flights. Look, if you spend a lot, great, we'll give you status.
Right.
But spend a ton on the Amex card because they're getting a lot of money from Amex on every
And
transaction.
they realize that that's their new
That's the bread and butter. I mean, when you look at Delta's been the most aggressive with. I mean, they make billions and billions. It's the best kind of money. They don't have to fly an airplane and fill it with hot, annoying people to make money. They're now making money
And the hopes
from
that
their
they'll
credit
get some,
cards.
and the hopes that
Yes.
they'll feel special someday.
Yeah.
It's always so crazy to me when they'll walk through the aisle after and give you like an actual pad and paper to write down, like apply for a credit
Oh,
card,
yeah.
like a paper. Then I'm like, what is this? The 60s?
It's so
just
funny because the
crazy.
flight attendants hawking those cards, they miss. Like they'll be like, you can get 5 free flights, I swear, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's not true. It's like
Yeah.
barely one, but it's like the wild, wild west, and those flight attendants get paid. I don't mind the hustle, but like I hear wildly incorrect information, which pains me because at least on the points guide, like we clearly state and we go into detail, like this is how you actually, use these points.
Oh my God! So now with their Amex card, we can only get in 6 times to the Sky Lounge.
Unless you spend $75,000 a year. And by the way,
on the Amex card,
yeah.
That's like nothing.
but I don't
for
have the
us,
Delta
though,
Amex
so
on that.
it's
It's just regular Amex.
Well, on the platinum,
Platinum
I
Amex.
believe the platinum, if you spend 75,000, they will let you in for more than 6.
Oh, they will. I think we should spend that, right?
What is the number one credit card that people should get, like run of the mill, if you're kind of
Yeah.
intimidated by a new credit card, or maybe you're, just you don't know what to do
Yeah.
or where to start? Where's
So
a good
I'm going to
entry
start with
point?
like the 90 under $100, but more than 0 annual fee. So actually, I'll just say 2. So Capital One Capital One Venture is great. It's
Jennifer Gardner's card.
Yes. So Venture is good. It's $95 a year, and you can transfer to a ton of partners. Or those Venture points you can just redeem for 1 cent each towards any travel experience. So you can buy a Delta flight at Delta.com for $1,000, and it's 100,000 points, and you earn the Delta miles. It's not like booking through Expedia. Like you can use your Venture card, book a hotel at Marriott or Delta or whatever airline, and then you just wipe the charges off your account. Or you can transfer those points to a number of different partners. So it's kind of like a best of both worlds. And then of course, at no annual fee, the Bilt card. It's because you earn triple points on dining, 2x on travel, and it's no annual fee, and you earn on rent.
Oh,
That's the one.
that's one of them we should get.
I need to get
As
that.
an extra.
Okay, quick break from our interview with the Points Guy to talk to you about HelloFresh. Kickstart a fresh fall routine with HelloFresh. HelloFresh handles all the meal planning and shopping to deliver everything you need to cook up a tasty meal right at your own home. They do the hard part so you can take the credit, and when it comes to options, honestly, more is more. That's why HelloFresh menu includes 40 recipes and over 100 add-on items to choose from every single week.
That's right. Now it's a busy fall schedule. Everything has soccer. You have to pick up people from ballet practice, go to school. It doesn't leave you with time to spare. So with HelloFresh, you don't need to spend all evening in the kitchen to whip up a wholesome meal. With their quick and easy recipes and 15-minute meals, you can get a tasty dinner on the table in less time than it takes to order takeout or delivery.
A new season calls for new meals, and HelloFresh has a fresh fall lineup of delicious dinners and more to choose from. Take your pick from 40 weekly recipes that suit your lifestyle, from veggie to family-friendly to fit and wholesome. Go to HelloFresh.com/50 out and about and use code 50 out and about for 50% off plus 15% off the next 2 months. Guys, HelloFresh.com/50 out and about and use code 50 out and about for 50% off plus 15% off the next 2 months. Save money, save time, eat healthy, get yourself a delicious meal. HelloFresh. Now back to our interview with the Points Guy, Brian Kelly. How did you did this just start as a hobby? Were you like, oh, this is fun to me, like, ooh, I'm hacking the system, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, there's a business here.
Yeah, well, I started when I was 12. It was 1995, and my dad was a consultant. He got a job for I grew up outside of Philly, and my dad he got a job at a company in Chatsworth, California, and he was flying back and forth like every week. And I was just always a computer whiz. Like in 1991, I got a Prodigy internet.
I'm a Prodigy.
And I remember installing a modem when I was like 8, and I connected to the internet at 8 years
CD-ROM.
old. I was always like, oh, the CD-ROMs. I'm 40, so I had like floppy disks. Like
Oh, the 3.5-inch floppy.
Yeah,
That was my nickname.
The 5.
That was my nickname.
I don't want to ask why.
Go ahead.
She has ED as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's getting warm here. No, so I started in the 90s, and in college I discovered all these online forums of frequent flyers called Flyer Talk. It's like the Reddit, but it started in the late 90s, and all these weird people around the world were doing what I had been doing for years with my dad, like maximizing these programs.
Joey, not now. Do you want to tell us what's on your mind?
No,
What's on your mind, Joey?
No.
Is there a fan in here?
Well, came back positive,
Came back positive.
unfortunately. Go ahead, take it away.
Oh, no, we were talking about your dad. What'd you do with your dad? Sorry.
Joey. No, I'm planning trips, like
Oh.
using his points.
I feel like we're learning a lot. This is like one of this very serious show that we're doing. This is a good change of pace for us. This is the least
Well,
we've talked
we're
in an
using
episode.
you to just have a segment. We just wanted to find out
Yeah, we just
how we
wanna
can
know
get
what
better
to do.
credit cards, and hopefully everyone else want to join in. So I'm going to apply for that. No, but also, should I
Built,
wait?
BILT.
I'm also in the middle of renting an apartment
This is a good question.
right now. Should I not apply for this if this week I'm actually putting applications in? Should
I don't
wait?
think it's gonna. I mean, if your score is above 700, like
Yeah.
you should be fine. In general,
I'll wait.
I think what apartment companies are looking for are like dire financial straits. So if you can show income and
Yeah.
you have above 700, I don't think a 2-point new credit card. What you have to worry about is when you get a mortgage. So if you're applying for a mortgage companies can be extremely, like, they go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. If you have multiple credit card
Yes.
applications, what that could signal is that you're planning to go bank. Because what happens is people who go
Yeah.
bankrupt apply for a bunch of credit cards because they're like, whatever, I'm going bankrupt.
And then you pay off one with the other, and it becomes a nightmare.
And so in the points world, like, I have a lot of credit cards, but it could trigger false signals to a mortgage company. Like, this person's crazy. Why? Who needs 10 credit or 20 credit cards?
Yeah.
What's your credit score?
I mean, I'm like high 700s. I mean, it fluctuates a lot, but
Is that the threshold? If you're above 700, you're good. I
It-
feel like
frankly,
I'm like clawing
I think
to
officially
like.
it's like if you're above 750, there's really no difference above 750 if you have 760 or 800. I think so many people. It's great to have as high as possible, but I don't believe. And I'm sure someone will correct me. I'm sure there's probably some mortgage that will give you a little bit
They're
better
not
for
listening to this show.
775.
Trust me.
If you're on a date with someone or you're out to
And
dinner,
they pay with debit card. Gotta go.
do you like? Are you like? Oh, I want to pick it up to get the
I say
points,"
that
or
because
yeah.
I'm a gentleman and I always like to do that. And then people are like, no. And I'm like, no, I want the points. And then they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Even though the points,
It's
you're
nothing.
not, it's like, 2% of the cost.
Can
But
you
Yeah.
explain to me what's going on? I've been seeing, Alex Earl from TikTok, right? She's promoting this Venmo card. Do you know what this is?
the Venmo credit card.
Well, what is it? What is these new like internet
sound like a fan.
thingy things? Like what are these? How do those work? Like how would a Venmo credit card
Venmo
work?
credit card. Yeah, I keep getting emails from them. You're pre-approved.
But what does it mean? What does it do?
It's just like it's an okay credit card. It's nothing like the Apple Card isn't a great credit card. All these funky new they're not that great. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want rewards at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know
it's
the
an easier way to pay your friends when you go out to eat or something, right?
Yeah, but it's
But isn't that like? Doesn't Amex have that? Like you can transfer money within the card.
yeah, but you're never going to really earn points on those, like moving cash around to one another.
Are you okay?
Am I boring you?
No. I just got.
Have we lost Joey?
No.
We might
One
have
second.
might
It's a
have an
wait
issue
list.
here.
It's a wait list to my doctor. Hold on.
You gonna pull her up on the?
And
We have a
my,
rule that if your phone rings during the show, you have to pick it up on the thing. It's usually some medical professional, with Nana calling.
No, I need to get my Ozempic refilled.
Joey looks great, doesn't
You
he?
look amazing.
What's your workout routine? You did berries and something else today. You psycho. Berries and a trainer and stretch.
And I do stretch, and then I do Orange Theory.
You're a class guy.
And then I ride horses.
You ride horses.
Yeah.
That's so.
It's just kind of funny. People are like, "Do you play basketball?" I'm like, "No, I ride horses and jump
I'm
them." Which-
equestrian.
Yeah.
But actually,
It's like my COVID hobby that has now become like a full blown like addiction.
do you own a horse?
Yeah.
Where do you go to
5.
ride them? You own 5
Yeah.
horses. Are they like Western or English?
English. I do like jumping. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, one of them's a little pony named Ginger Spice Kelly, who we rescued.
Ginger Spice
She's
Kelly.
a sassy ass.
How many
bitch.
stone?
Oh, sorry.
That's a good question, actually.
Stone?
Yeah, I'm going full equestrian.
Yeah, I don't know how.
What is that? How do you?
But and then I have a bunch of my. That's how you measure ponies?
How many
In
stone,
stone,
right? Isn't
yeah.
that like like an old way to measure horses?
Yeah. I don't know.
What are
how
you
many-
measuring?
Like how much it weighs. Isn't could we look up? Isn't a stone a unit of weight measurement? How many stone? And then we can see.
How many stones is a pony?
When people ask me my weight, I say how
English,
many stone.
14 pounds is a stone.
Can you look up how much 195 pounds? How much that equals in stone?
Can you look like Emma Stone?
195 pounds. This is where our
Kidney
show always
stone.
goes. It goes to just us googling things. Okay, so I'm 13 stone. 14 stone.
Same.
That's interesting.
Do you have a child?
I do.
I thought I saw that.
He's
I-
turning 1.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Mama. I knew that.
Boy or girl?
Boy, Dean Kelly. He's
Dean
awesome.
Kelly.
He's,
I saw photos and I
mark
was
my
like,
words, like he's gonna be, like he's just.
And you have a
spectacular.
partner?
I have a boy. I had my son when I was single.
Yes,
it
I knew
was
that.
kind of like I've always wanted to be a dad, and
Yeah.
And then I turned 40. So I had my son in October of last year, and I turned 40. I spent a month in Portugal this year, and then I was
I
like, when I
saw
come
that.
home from
I
Portugal,
saw
then
that.
I'll figure out dating.
The baby will be ready.
And Margaret Josephson is the biological mother. correct?
Yes, she
Okay.
and surrogate.
Okay.
No, Lexi was the surrogate, and
Okay.
Margaret was the egg donor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that
wish.
process?
I
Was that
love
process
them.
a nightmare?
It actually wasn't. I mean, a nightmare financially.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
psychotically
Did you buy your
expensive.
baby on credit?
Yeah. I wish I would have.
credit,
I
so
would have been able to get a
Aloha.
couple. Actually, I think I put some of the expense on credit card.
Yeah.
But it's like 250 grand.
No, yeah, it's a
like,
dream. It's a dream.
Start to finish.
And that's just
maybe
the
a
down
little
payment.
bit
Then you got
more.
18 years.
I know, right? The nannies alone. Woo.
How many
Yeah.
nannies do you have?
Like 1 full-time nanny and then 2 part-time.
I
Where in
love
the
it.
city do you live?
I
He has 2
am in
residences.
Flatiron.
Oh,
But I'm moving to Dumbo, and I'm excited about it.
Oh,
beautiful. That's,
Yeah.
where, that's where the
beautiful.
elites at this company live.
Yeah.
They
The Rods
do.
and the big cats of the world.
Speaking of the elites of your company, Dave Portnoy, like, did you see his 44 million Amex points
Yes, we
post?
saw it.
People
Yeah.
still tag
Yeah,
me
I was
in
gonna
that.
say
I
that
know, we need
about
to have
you.
an intervention. I've never met Dave.
I
but
asked
when
him.
meet
I asked him if I can have some. He told me to no. Politely said no.
What would you
Um,
do with that many points?
Ooh, that's a good question.
44 million points.
You
Yes.
got another baby with 45 million points.
Yeah.
Probably.
How much money does more 45 million accrue
Okay,
to?
so a million Amex points is, let's just call it,
Is he close enough to the
10,000.
mic?
Yeah,
Sorry.
a million Amex points is $10,000 in flights and 6,000 in just cash back. So what's 44 times 6? 240. Yeah.
Young
44
lady?
times. We had
Yeah.
44 times 6 into Google.
Yeah,
$264,000.
and just like, so he could go on a shopping spree for 264,000 at Saks and all these stores, and then just wipe it off.
Good.
He has
Lord.
all that, and he can't give me like a little bit.
Well, what I would do, I
Transfer.
would send
Transfer.
employees on some fun trips.
Thank you. You heard the points, guy. Do you have the Amex Black Card?
I do.
Can I
Here's a
see it?
tip.
Oh,
The
Just for like
Yeah,
a
well,
weekend,
actually,
we just want to borrow it.
look how
Is it
pretty.
heavier than the other one?
I don't know what that is.
There's
Well,
Coke on it.
No, it's like it actually kind of no. It's like this. Yeah.
I just want osmosis. Don't show the card. Just show the
I
back.
don't. There's no numbers on the front. There is like the.
You have a leafy green. Oh wow.
You can cover the numbers and show. It's like they have an artist version of the card. So if you ever get invited to the black
gonna be
card,
blue
you want to get the business Centurion card. The personal Centurion sucks because the business one gives a 50% rebate whenever you redeem on flights.
Hold on, I want to get osmosis so I can get this.
I feel my credit score going down. Okay, stop.
You want to take her for a spin? Take her for a spin.
Thank you. It works. That's a good one.
That's
That should be the good
beautiful.
one.
Yeah.
None of our listeners
How
will be
impressive!
good.
Now, is that still to date the most impressive card? As if I'm talking
Well-
about like elite status and
Well,
the most.
yeah, I mean, like, it's the hardest card to get. Some people will be like, the JP Morgan Reserve, it's not that great. This card, I mean,
the brown one.
The Centurion is good. I mean, it gets you full. It's 5,000 a year, but you get Delta Platinum, Hilton Diamond, but you get 5,000. Or I mean, you get full Equinox, like their unlimited membership to every Equinox in
Free?
the world. Yeah,
With the
well,
platinum
you pay
card?
for it
With that card?
Yeah.
How much is the
5
annual fee for that?
5,000.
5,000 a year. So
Oh.
if you use the Equinox, if you value the Delta, you know. But the thing is, they also send you gifts. Like I'll get $1,000 gift cards to random stores all the time. You end up you get invited to events. They invited me to I was one of 100 people at a Sam Smith concert. You know, I met Stevie Wonder. I also think I'm at like the top of the list because of who I am. They like
Yeah.
invite me to a lot of the events, but
What qualifications do you need to get it?
so they don't publish it.
It's like
It
me at
used to
Dallas
be.
An emerging level podcast at
Yeah.
Barstool Sports.
Well, interestingly, like
Tier
I've
2.
heard, so you have to spend like $500,000 at least a year, but it's not just. A lot of people can spend that on business expenses, office supplies.
Yeah.
You need to be spending on like luxury goods, travel, like high.
soaps and lotions
And
and
now
salves.
it's also like a lot of people that get. I think what was happening is there were like Russian oligarchs getting the card doing shady things. So it's like a prestige thing
missile,
that
an
you
anti-aircraft
kind of need.
weapon on it.
Everything gets ruined.
If you know someone with a Centurion card, they can actually recommend you, and it actually helps. From what I hear,
Oh.
so just let me know.
Wait a second.
Actually, let's
have
apply
you.
for one
Wait
for
a
you
second.
today.
Can we apply to a Centurion card?
Can I
right
borrow
now?
$5,000?
But if anyone listening spends a lot on like,
So funny.
I would recommend getting like a business platinum or platinum card. Spend a lot, and then you can actually call Amex and say you want to be considered for this.
But what if you don't spend the $500,000 after you have it? Do they cut you off?
No.
As
Once
a
you
mo-
have it, I mean,
You spent $500.
as long as I don't believe you get kicked out from not. You don't have to spend a certain amount every year once you get it.
But prior to on your
Yeah, you need
platinum card,
to
have
hit
spend that.
like a bunch of different qualifiers. It's not just spend.
And they don't. Do credit card companies do
Over
work
6'2".
with, like not? Do they work with influencers? Like, will they give like an influential person a card to just say like, oh, this is my card I use, like, and like
and celebrities. I mean,
like to pull out at dinner and like to be like, oh, what is that? Like, I want to try to get that card. Like an elite
I don't think
status.
they really do Centurion for like influencers.
Yeah,
But they will, like celebrities and stuff will get.
like podcast hosts.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I'm just like
Do you want me to
saying-
recommend you?
Yes.
Can we call them right now on the
Yeah.
phone on speaker? I have a friend. It's very interesting. I'm very happy that we got to meet because my friend, like we said, Mrs. Dow Jones, Haley Sachs, raves about you. She loves
She's
you.
so.
Well,
fun.
they're in a similar wheelhouse.
You guys had
Yeah.
a lovely dinner the other night, didn't you?
Yeah, we.
Where'd you go?
Well, our first date was at Laser Wolf in Dumbo, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Highly recommend. And then she came to Broadway. I love Celine Dion. Celine Dion is actually the reason the Points Guy exists. I used to work at Morgan Stanley, and like the Points Guy was a little blog on the side, and like I always knew it was going to be big.
Yeah.
But all my friends, I mean, people were gaslighting me. They're like, Brian, the world doesn't need another travel blog. You can't leave finance and start a blog.
Typical jealous queens.
Yeah. And so Celine Dion, I was like obsessed. Her album called Taking Chances came out in 2008. It was 2010. I was like, I'm going to make the Points Guy big. And I was listening, Taking Chances. I was walking through Times Square in my like business casual attire. I felt like a worker bee
I
just
would've
going
hated
through the
it.
motions.
Pleated pants.
And then Celine's just like crescendoing in my ear. I had gay dopamine
There was
rush.
a day when the land was
And
so cold.
I had an out-of-body experience and went to my boss's office and quit like that day.
Oh my God.
So I've met Celine Dion twice, and I've told her the story, and she was
Did
like,
she roll the window up
was
on
like, was
you
it a-
like in the
Yeah,
SUV,
she was like-
and then drives away?
no, she was like, was it a good decision? And her brother, who I
You ever
guess
fly
reads-
Delta,
So
honey?
you tell me,
you tell me, bitch.
Celine.
her brother, who like was with her, was like, I guess he reads the Points Guy, and he was
Yeah.
like, Celine, he gets to travel around the world in first class. Of course, it was a good decision. So
She's the best.
I'm so sad. Like one of the biggest things that stresses me out on a daily basis
When
is her
Renee
sickness.
passed?
No, it's her sickness.
Oh,
What's her sickness?
She has this crazy. It's called stiff person's
disease.
That was a real.
Yeah,
I
and so
thought that was like
she-
a meme.
No, they don't know if she'll ever be able to sing again. It's
What
like
is
literally crushing to me.
Stop,
I've
don't
seen
get
her like
upset.
25 times. Like going to a Celine Dion show is like there's nothing
You seen her in
of
Vegas?
greater. Oh yeah, numerous times.
Oh my Lord.
I always sit front row, and being 6'7", she'll always come up to me. Like at her last time I saw
So
her,
we're
at-
getting complaints.
it was
Can you
March
scooch
5th.
down?
March 5th, 2020, she came up and like at her last show, she took off her red wristband, rubbed it down her sweaty chest, and flicked it to me.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
And that red wristband sits in my safe. And if I ever need like a
In
little
my
bit of
safe. And where's your safe located?
Where was it? Her Kabbalah bracelet?
Yeah.
You took the
No,
words out of my
she had
mouth.
like a red wristband, like a
Oh.
red sweatband on
Did you
her.
immediately climax once it hit your
No, I
your
was
body?
huffing it the whole night. I was at
Oh
the
my
Barclays Center. Actually, Margaret Josephs was with me that
Oh,
night.
there you go.
Do you like to go out and party, like in the city, or are you pretty much like a stay-at-home?
No, I like to go out. But I mean, New York. I'm usually on my farm on the weekends. So when I go wild, like Mykonos, like
Same. It's like the same.
You're on your farm.
yeah, like on the weekends I'm on my farm. So
Yeah.
if I go out, it'll be like during the week
Where's the farm?
in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah,
which
yeah. I
is,
love New
like,
Hope.
So beautiful.
You know, I have a friend there. The Hadids live there.
Funny enough, yeah.
And Dua Lipa Peep. I have actually a bottle of they grow
Cow
lavender
semen.
there.
Yeah, Lavender
So
Farm.
they grow
her mom's.
lavender.
Yeah.
Her mom. So they sent. So my plastic surgeon's receptionist used to be the personal assistant for them.
Plastic
So she
surgeon.
still was doing that then when Gigi was having the baby and stuff. So
Yeah.
Gigi, they gave me a bottle of their water, their spray lavender water
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Gigi and Yolanda made for me after my surgery to help me.
Yeah, I've
They
met
were
them
lovely.
both. They're super sweet,
Yes.
and
Small world.
You keep your horses at your farm.
I do. Alpacas, goats, ducks, llamas.
It's busy season over there.
You know
Yeah,
who
you
has
gotta
spooky
come visit.
season.
Any
It's the
yaks?
best.
No yaks.
Jeffree Star was on. He was telling us all about his yaks.
Yeah. He's.
Just
Yakety
wanted to
yak
name
yak
drop
yak.
myself.
Don't talk
Are you
back.
comparing me to Jeffree Star? Who do you think's a better farmer?
That's a great
Probably
question.
you. Jeffrey's not out there with doing the farm work.
Just
Jeffree
shooting
Yes,
slaughters,
shirtless
Jeffree
boys.
slaughters his
Yeah.
yaks though himself.
Yeah, I think he's more of a hardcore rancher. I'm just like a
Yes.
gentleman farmer.
You are a gentleman farmer
Yeah.
who rides English, not Western.
Yes.
What are your horses' names?
Well, my main horse is Carbon, and so my farm Carbon is the horse that I fell in love with. He's this beautiful
Black gentleman.
German German warm blood. He is a resplendent black coat. Carbon, Andre,
I fucking just can't help himself.
Carbon Andre.
Carmen, I'm
Jolene,
sorry.
and Ginger Spice Kelly, and Penny, One Tooth Penny. I rescued two horses. She literally has one tooth just sticking out.
Now Trish had an addiction in early years. Her so was
Christ.
One Tooth Penny.
Everyone, it'll get me. Every once in a while, it'll get me. And that was it. Well, this has been lovely.
This has been lovely.
This has been so great. I've always wanted to ride a horse.
Yeah.
I've never ridden. I rode a horse once when I was a kid, and if I'm ever in
New Hope. No, you're coming with Haley.
I would love to
Joey's
do that.
coming.
Yes, I love New Hope.
I would
It's stunning.
love
Because I hear you like riding bareback.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I've actually never used protection. Which is,
No, all of my horses are very safe. We'll
nice.
get you guys
are
riding.
they tame?
They are. They're really, really good horses.
Okay.
I mean, any horse can always like buck you off, but like
They can spook.
yes.
Yeah,
That is-
the children.
They'll spook the children. I really do want to. I want to ride
No,
a horse.
it's really it's like my ultimate like stress reliever. I put my
Yeah,
phone
I can
away,
imagine.
ride around my farm, and then I am now jumping, which is kind of frightening as you're flying through the air on a like 1,300-pound horse.
Oh my God.
Working together.
Oh, your
You're
horse
so
is
tall.
like
What kind of
I
horse
have a
can you
big-
ride?
I know,
You have to be over. How much do you weigh?
No,
You're
he's
so
big.
tall.
I'm 245 pounds. So you
how-
want to be like max.
That's
250?
That's probably
Yeah.
15 stone.
Yeah.
So you want a big ass horse?
I have big horses. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you want
because-
you should be max 20% of your horse's weight. But also my horses are like highly trained and worked out, and like
Yeah.
when I'm a decent rider, so
Do you have a crop?
I do. I've got a long crop. For the summer when the horse flies come, you want to like push them off your horse because they will sting your horse, and then I have like the shorter one, which I can smack you with.
Do you sell the horse
Oh
here
my
to inner city girls uptown or no?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
Once the horses, let's talk about when they go lame. Okay. You should have a racehorse. Dave has racehorses.
My trainer has a thoroughbred that is kind of spicy. I don't ride that horse. I had a volunteer
I'm
come and
scary,
work once,
right?
and she got bucked off. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to ride the
Really?
horse. I'll
no,
hang
I don't.
out with
I
them
don't.
and
Some
ki-
horse people are crazy. Some horse
give
people are like the
kisses.
crazier the horse, the better. They like to tame it. I'm a single father. Like, I'm not about to.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to Christopher Reeve.
My
knock on
boyfriend's
wood.
mom has 2 horses, and one of them is like this crazy like racehorse. She rode it. It bucked her off. She
Yeah.
fell. Her left foot stayed in
Oh,
the
right.
stirrup.
Ooh,
Her body
gotcha.
completely twisted
yeah,
around,
yeah.
bone through the ankle.
Ah.
Okay.
They tried to pull the boot off. The bone shattered.
Ah.
2
Yeah.
surgeries. Thought she was gonna lose her foot. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah,
a gross
yeah,
story,
yeah.
but I had to. I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
say that.
No,
This is
anything
like-
can happen with horses because they're not. I mean, at the end of the day, they're
Yeah.
prey animal. Like they're born to run, right? They're
Yeah,
born to like
same.
be super alert and yeah.
Yeah.
I was born to run.
Wait, where do you guys?
don't belong
Where do you guys? Where are the hot spots to party these days?
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't. Go
As an
anywhere.
elder gay, what?
Oh,
God.
I don't go to gay places.
We'll go to his bathroom at 3 or 4
We go to
in the morning
restaurants. I go
for
to
a moment.
restaurants. I don't know where. Apparently, there's
yeah.
a new club called. What was that one called?
What was?
It's like. It's in Hell's Kitchen. It looks like an Irish pub, but it's not.
Oh, Q, is it Q?
No, it's-
Playhouse?
No,
it's-
Q Bar got shut down.
Q got
Yeah,
shut
Q
down.
was
They
like
were
a-
leaving
they
Times
were-
Square, right?
They were
Yeah.
getting killed after they left.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name. Oh wait,
Did you get in the doctor?
no.
He has a Ring camera outside on his door of his apartment.
My apartment
and
door.
every day he'll be like, he's like an old lady, like a crotchety old lady. He'll sit there. When someone walks in, he'll just pull up his phone and see who it is.
Yeah,
It's usually the cleaning ladies.
it is. What was the question? I'm so sorry. The good place. I don't know where to go. I can't stand crowded places. I like
Yeah.
places where I'm guaranteed a seat.
Yeah.
That's true, but I will
Now,
say,
back when I was young, I wanted like hot guys and like bumping music, and now I just want a seat and something
And a double
and
tequila,
some
and
good
he's
glassware, some
nice glassware.
some lead crystal glassware.
some lead crystal glassware.
Yeah, back before it was just crystal.
You said it.
Now it's
Then it was just crystal, honey. Well, why don't we end on that?
yes. Jordan Berry's yelling at us. Okay, thank you so much for coming, Brian.
Yeah.
You can
Thanks
find
for
Brian the
having
Points
me.
Guy at the Points Guy everywhere fine points can be found. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.